Good evening. Welcome to the Buck Stops here. I'm Vishnu Shom. Well, the judicial report on the Adarsh housing scam was all said to be relegated to the dustbin of history after the Maharashtra government chose to reject it. But now, within days of Rahul Gandhi making his views public on this, the report was reopened by the Maharashtra government. But if you thought there would now be serious action against a host of leaders accused of blatant corruption, think again. Also coming up, from leading IT honchos to top bankers to upcoming leaders of political parties, everyone seems to be jumping onto the Aam Aadmi Party bandwagon. Tonight, Meera Sanyal, who announced her resignation from the post of CEO and chairperson of the Royal Bank of Scotland, India, to join the Aam Aadmi Party, is with us. Also on the program, Alka Lamba, an up-and-upcoming star of the Congress, quits the Congress to join the Aam Aadmi Party just as a volunteer. The big question: jumping on the Aam Aadmi Party bandwagon, is this opportunism or is there a genuine connect with the ideology of the party? But let's quickly move on now to the top story that we are tracking this evening on the Buck Stops here. The judicial report on the Adarsh housing scam was meant to finally pave the way to cracking down on one of the most prominent instances of corruption in Mumbai. Instead, the report was rejected until Rahul Gandhi intervened. Now the Maharashtra government has reopened the report. But why is it then that all major politicians who've been named remain, some would say, protected?
A few days back, the judicial report on the Adarsh housing scam stood rejected. As far as the state government was concerned, it was case closed. Then Rahul Gandhi spoke.
If you're asking me what I think about that, I don't myself agree with that decision. I think they should reconsider that decision.
And now a report which was ready to gather dust at the state secretariat has been opened and apparently accepted. But is this all an eyewash? Most major politicians indicted by the Adarsh Commission report remain untouched.
The cabinet today reviewed its decision of 20th December, where it has not accepted the report. As a result of that reconsideration, we have taken certain decisions. Number one, those persons who are found guilty of quid pro quo and those who are against whom an FIR has been filed.
Among those who had been indicted, Union Home Minister Sushil Kumar Shinde. But the Maharashtra cabinet says there is no need to prosecute him as there is no crime in political patronage. Most other politicians named will not face any action for the same reason, except former Maharashtra Chief Minister Ashok Chavan, who in any case cannot be prosecuted since the governor has already denied permission to the CBI, which had charge-sheeted him. With Rahul Gandhi stepping in, many had expected the Maharashtra government to take a tough stance against those indicted by the Adarsh Commission report. But with major politicians getting a reprieve, the opposition is calling the review a mere lip service. And with the Aam Aadmi Party continuing its anti-corruption crusade against the Congress, the grand old party may have lost yet another opportunity to revamp its image ahead of elections. With camera person Dinesh Maimane in Mumbai, Saurabh Gupta for NDTV.
Well, joining us now, Kirit Somaiya, leader of the BJP. Also joining us, Nawab Malik, MLA of the NCP. We expect to be joined by Dr. Abhishek Manu Singhvi, spokesperson and Rajya Sabha MP of the Congress party. Mr. Somaiya, do you see this as an eyewash? Some would say that, look, finally the government has done the right thing.
I think the Rahul drama continued. It is a well-planned drama, but Rahul Gandhi, I think the arrogance of Congress. Just a couple of days back, they say this report should be accepted. And today, Mr. Gandhi and his Congress is fooling the people of Maharashtra and the country that we are accepting only in partially, in part. The officials will be proceeded, but the ministers will be spared. Try to recollect. 1 month back, the same government, same Congress didn't allow CBI to proceed against Ashok Chavan. The cabinet adopted a resolution and governor did not give permission to CBI. Simultaneously, 6 months back, this Prithviraj Chavan cabinet and the government challenged CBI in Mumbai High Court that you do not have jurisdiction. And today the same Congress and Prithviraj Chavan says we are asking CBI to proceed. But for what? Only 25 Benami transaction. This is all, everything is rubbish. Say, give freedom to the investigative agency. Hand over this report, the Patil Commission report to the investigative agency.
All right, Nawab Malik, let me put this question
And
to
let
you.
the investigative agency proceed.
To you. In the press conference today, Prithviraj Chavan said that they had accepted the quid pro quo which may have taken place between the former Chief Minister Ashok Chavan in this particular case. That being the case, do you believe it is now incumbent on the state government to recommend to the governor that some sort of action should be initiated by the CBI against Ashok Chavan? Because the CBI said that, look, we went to the governor, he didn't give us prosecution. That's what happened earlier.
No, see, as per report is concerned, opposition as well as Mr. Kirit Somaiya and some of the media persons saying that government has accepted the report partially and not full report is accepted by the government of Maharashtra. It is not true. The government of Maharashtra has accepted entire report. There were 13 issues were there. Term of references are 13 were there. Entire 13 issues are inquired by the commission and report was submitted to the government. And entire 13 report is accepted clause by clause. Government of Maharashtra
Sir,
has
if that has been
clarified.
accepted, then why is it that the late Vilas Rao Deshmukh, Sushil Kumar Shinde, Mr. Nilangekar Patil, Ashok Chavan, Sunil Tatkare and Rajesh Tope of your party,
let me complete.
nothing seems to be done against them.
Let me complete.
Dr. Singhvi, I'll come to you in a minute.
All 13 issues are accepted and clarification has been given. What action has been taken and what is to be taken, it is already said. As far as leaders you are saying, not a single leader is alleged except Mr. Ashok Chavan. Name
So that
of
is
the
the
leaders are in the
interpretation of the
report.
Chief
And
Minister
it
and the
is-
government,
No. Listen me first. Now listen me first. Don't fix yourself.
No, sir,
Listen me.
I
There
can
is
quote the
nothing
report.
alleged to-
Sir, I can quote the report, sir.
Nobody. No, you can say anything.
Sir,
You are
I am not
asking
saying,
for
sir,
my
the
two
report
leaders.
is saying.
The two, you let me speak. You let me speak. If you decided, you indicted, you give the judgment.
No, sir, I
it
have
is
not
no issue to
indicted anybody,
discuss.
sir. I can
Let
read from
me
the report.
speak. Let me speak now. You are disturbing me. You don't
Okay,
want
go ahead,
to
go ahead,
speak
go
me.
ahead, go ahead.
See, you said Sunil Tatkare and Rajesh Tope were not, has been taken any action against them. What is report saying? Report says that these two ministers were conducted the meeting, have no power to take any decision. They made nothing decision. Only they conducted meeting. Are fixed to be take any action?
Okay.
Under which law?
Okay,
This
fair enough.
kind of- if the ministers are there, their
Yes.
name is there, but they
Okay.
are not guilty, you must understand.
Okay, they're not guilty. Fair enough. There are other ministers over here with questionable issues. Dr. Singhvi, let me ask you this. Why did it take the involvement or the intervention of Rahul Gandhi for this report to be accepted? Why didn't the state government earlier on decide to accept the report and then do what it had to do today, even though that's questionable?
Vishnu, can I just answer
Yes.
all the points very quickly, but give me my 2 minutes, please. Let's just step back for a minute, Vishnu. This is nothing but, you do good governance and you give an inch, you want a foot, you give a foot, you want a mile. The BJP is completely unreasonable, and I'll demonstrate to you in less than a minute. Who appointed a independent commission of inquiry in this, right from the inception, a Patil commission which gave such a strong report? Congress did. Who resigned before the slightest allegation, FIR, finding, conclusion? Ashok Chavan did, as a sitting chief minister. Who has now got a report which is, let me repeat, completely accepted? There is, let Mr. Somaiya point out any significant aspect report not accepted. Number 4, the report makes a clear distinction, with Vishnu, between criminality, where you have for more than 5 people CBI criminal prosecution ongoing, and it's in the High Court about jurisdictional issues. Mr. Chavan is included in it, and he claims jurisdictional immunity, which the court will decide. Separately, the Patil Commission says that there are 3 people or 4 or 5 people against whom there is no quid pro quo which can be found. That's the important point, quid pro quo, which means there is no criminality inference drawable. So at the most, they blessed or supported the project. At the most. Even there, so there is a sharp distinction. So you cannot say that in the second category you must take criminal action. It is completely misleading for the BJP to say so. Please read the report.
Sir, I'll quote from
Now,
the
number
report.
6 is
As
very
far as
one
Ashok
second,
Chavan is
only 1
concerned.
minute more.
Yes.
1 minute, just
Yes.
1 minute, 1
Yes.
minute. See, Ashok Chavan is over because he's already facing criminal charges. He's facing a host of charges, and the poor fellow resigned
So
before anything was
why
found.
don't we then speak about Mr. Shinde?
But let me,
then?
because Mr. Shinde or Mr. Patil or Mr. Nilanjan Patil have not been found in any part of the report to be guilty in any manner or connected with the quid pro quo. Now, 1 minute more, 1 minute more. Mr. Somaiya, I would ask 2 questions very quickly through you. Why does Mr. Modi keep Babulal Bhukaria, a convicted minister in his Council of Ministers for the last 8 months? A convicted man. Why does Mr. Purushottam Solanki, the Fisheries Minister of Gujarat, Mr. Modi as Chief Minister personally denied him prosecution sanction? He said he can't be prosecuted.
No, sir, but what does
Why
that
did
have
Mr.
to do with this?
Yediyurappa go screaming?
Sir, what is
No,
the
but
point?
Because of double standards.
No,
Look, we
right,
have got
fair enough,
PIF,
fair enough.
we have
I
a
accept
commission
that.
inquiry,
Sir, I
we have
completely
action,
accept
we
that
have
point of double
resignation.
standards. We
Look at
can
the
debate the
contrast.
merits
Look at
of the
contrast.
BJP's alleged double standards. But sir, let me talk
Yes.
in 2 instances over here. Let's talk about Mr. Shinde
Yes.
and what the report says.
One more thing, Rahul Gandhi. One more thing, Rahul Gandhi. 1 second. I think you must praise the complete transparency, openness, and ability to correct what is perceived as a fault in the Congress. Tell me when the BJP has done it. Rahul Gandhi has carried on a campaign against
No,
corruption.
but why
He has
did
pushed the Lokpal.
Prithviraj
He felt
Chavan
this.
need the
He said
intervention of
this.
Rahul Gandhi? Wasn't this an
Prithviraj
open and
Chavan-
shut case?
Prithviraj Chavan-
Accept the report and act
Prithviraj
on
Chavan
it.
Prithviraj Chavan is the chief minister who has to take a collective collegiate cabinet decision. The cabinet decision, perhaps in haste, was one way. The party expressed a view. The same collegiate people met again and took a view.
So
I think
is the
something to be
cabinet
praised.
decision in
You can't
Maharashtra
have it
earlier
like a
on
bunch of-
therefore wrong?
Vishnu, it can't be. Obviously, it was wrong if the cabinet is changing it.
Okay, it is
And
wrong
let me
because
tell you,
Rahul Gandhi
Vishnu,
believes
is
it was
not,
wrong.
Is it not? No, is it not Panchtantra tale? You walk with the person on the floor, then you say you're not sitting on the donkey. You sit on the donkey, you say you're killing the donkey.
All right.
The father walks and the son sits. What is this?
No, sir, the question is relevant only because every time that Rahul Gandhi intervenes, we see changes. When there was a law which was about to be enacted to protect
No,
tainted
it's a-
politicians,
it's a-
the government acted, rules changed. When Rahul Gandhi intervened, this
dialectics,
report which was rejected is now accepted.
Vishnu,
Right,
to
so-
err is human. To be able to recognize
So
your
the
error and
Maharashtra
correct
government
it
made a
is,
mistake,
I think,
sir.
noble.
I just want to hear it from you, sir. The
let's
Maharashtra
not-
government
see,
made a mistake.
Let's not see.
Earlier on,
let's
they made a
not
mistake.
make this one-liners. I am not here to give you one-liners. I think the total perspective, you must praise the action of the Congress as a collective entity, both at the
Okay.
central level and the state level,
Okay.
in taking this decision.
Okay.
Don't take a one-liner from me.
Okay, fair
error or
enough.
not error.
Mr. Somaiya, react
Yeah.
to that. He says there was perhaps some sort of shortfall in the decision-making process. Those are my words, not his. And therefore, the Congress has acted. If they have acted,
Otherwise,
they
why
are
would the
being
cabinet
transparent.
change it? Why
All
would
right?
the cabinet change it?
Okay,
Yeah.
so go ahead. So how do you respond to that? They've acted. So why are we criticizing them when they've acted? That's the point that Dr. Singhvi is making.
No, Dr. Singhvi replied today, response on this Adarsh. They want to create Adarsh Rahul Gandhi, no? Who stopped CBI from taking action against Ashok Chavan? Was it not Rahul Gandhi and Ahmed Patel phoned Prithviraj Chavan to don't proceed? Who challenged CBI in Mumbai High Court 4 months back? Was it not Prithviraj Chavan and Congress? Who wrote this? Mr. Abhishek Singhvi, this is Vilas Rao Deshmukh, not Kirit Somaiya. Go through this document. Vilas Rao Deshmukh has signed that this is a special consideration for Operation Vijay. Mr. Abhishek
I'll come
Singhvi,
to you in a minute.
specifically land was allotted. This is another document. Read this. The Maharashtra government principal secretary allotted plot to others. What the note has said, it specifically said the members of the society officers from the defense services have dedicated their
Okay,
lives
you
for
made
motherland.
these points.
These are
Let
special
Dr. Singhvi reply
consideration
before I
fighting
go
for
across to my
Kargil.
other panelists.
Who wrote this?
All right, Dr. Singhvi, go ahead.
Vishnu,
And another thing,
Vishnu, fortunately, we have a Patil Commission of Inquiry report and not a Kirit Somaiya Commission of Inquiry report. Mr. Somaiya may like to make many points. Please point out from the report, we are discussing a report which has found any culpability regarding quid pro quo and criminality que Mr. Shinde, Vilas Rao or Nilangekar Patil. Point number 1, 0. Point number 2, Mr. Chavan had the good grace to resign before even a charge of any kind. He then is facing criminal charges by the CBI. He is in a writ petition in the High Court raising a simple point that if the land is indeed of the state government, then the CBI inquiry premised on the fact that it is not state government land is not valid. The court will decide it. But he is already facing a income tax, ED and a CBI
But Dr.
criminal
Singhvi, what's
prosecution.
wrong with the state
So what's the
government now
problem?
that it has accepted
Yeah.
the report suggesting to the governor
Yes.
that since we accept that Mr. Chavan, Ashok Chavan was involved in a quid pro quo, let the governor go ahead and give sanction to the CBI, which is what the CBI wants.
No. You missed the point. I'm glad you asked the question. And Mr. Somaiya will appreciate it also. When there is already a particular
I'm ready to
alleged
respond.
crime, which is, 1 minute, let me finish, please. Once there is already a pending ongoing FIR and criminal prosecution, the general law is that you do not have multiple crime investigations for the same crime. There is an alleged crime about which, of course, there is no finding, in which Mr. Ashok Chavan is already being prosecuted. Where is the question of filing another prosecution? I don't understand. There are judgments of the Supreme Court which say, now Mr. Chavan will win, Mr. Chavan will lose.
Okay.
The prosecution will go on, it will not go on.
Okay, Satish Manishende
What's the
also
point
joins
about
us at this
saying
point and
file a
wants to
fresh
come in
prosecution?
on what you're mentioning. Mr. Manishende, go ahead.
Yeah, I can come in only if the gentlemen, stop shouting at each other.
Go ahead, sir, go ahead.
Hello. You see, first of all, the Adarsh episode is totally misunderstood by the entire country. Now, the Commission of Inquiry has held that the land belongs to the state government and it does not belong to the defense. The land was not reserved for any Kargil war heroes. So, question of any CBI inquiry does not come at all. There's a rule, there's a notification issued by the government of Maharashtra in 1999, under which the Adarsh Society applied for land. Any person living in Maharashtra can apply for membership in a society which is being granted to a society. So whether it is a government servant, non-government servant, political leader or anybody else could apply for membership in the society. Now once that list was sent by the society to the collector of Mumbai, he would process it through the Urban Development Department, and ultimately the Chief Minister, who was then head of the Urban Development Department, cleared the list of members. So there were two issues involved in this case. One is the IOD which was prepared, and by the time it was issued, Mr. Sushil Kumar Shinde became the Chief Minister and Mr. Vilas Rao Deshmukh, the late Vilas Rao Deshmukh, resigned. So Mr. Sushil Kumar Shinde appended his signature on a document which was forwarded from the Urban Development Ministry for allotment of land, and apart from that Mr. Shinde has done nothing in allotting that land to the society. Now,
But sir, let me
thereafter,
I must come in over here
land which
because
was
since you're talking
abutting
about Mr.
the
Shinde,
society.
let me quote from the report and what the report has to say about Mr. Shinde. It says Sushil Kumar Shinde failed to pay due attention
I have
to the
read the
suggestion
report.
by the finance department. The least we can say is that the entire issue smacks of undue haste. So when Mr. Shinde was chief minister and he took decisions in undue haste,
Well, first of all,
doesn't the buck stop ultimately at the door of the chief
let
minister?
me tell
sir?
you one thing.
Yes.
Well, first of all, let me tell you one thing. There are more than 20 societies on which buildings stand in Mumbai and other parts of Maharashtra, which was allotted by the government of Maharashtra. Majority of those lands are in the hands of the political leaders in Maharashtra, including the BJP. The entire top leadership of the BJP is residing in those flats. The entire top leadership of the Congress is residing in those flats. So I do not know why so much of political quarrel is being given only because this land is allotted to the Adarsh Cooperative Society. Now, if there are a few members who are not eligible or who ought not to have been admitted in the society, let the law take its own course. But I can tell you one thing, that this case did not call for a CBI inquiry because Mr. Anthony was totally misled into believing that this land belonged to the Defence Ministry, and he requested for the
Sir,
CBI
this
to
is not
intervene
just
in this
about the
matter.
Defence Ministry,
CBI
sir.
had no business to interfere
Mr.
in this
Manishinde,
matter.
I take your points, but I think if you look at the summary of conclusions
No.
in this particular report, there are 21 points. 2 of those points pertain to what you are saying directly in that last statement of yours, that the land in question belongs to the government of Maharashtra, not the Ministry of Defence, right? And the entire issue of that Kargil war heroes is also resolved over there. The remaining 19 points are a damning indictment of
So
the process
therefore-
in which this
therefore
entire land was
this-
acquired, how this apartment complex was set up, how environmental violations took
Well,
place.
I must tell you one thing.
Mr. Manishinde, briefly, sir.
No, there was
Yes.
no environmental violation at all in the society, because I'll tell you one thing. At the time when the environmental clearance was given to the society, there was no committee formed under the environmental laws in the government of Maharashtra, and all those projects were less than 5 crores.
So,
The
sir, this
government of
point, the
Maharashtra
other
could,
CHS had never applied
assign
to the MOEF
the
for
clearance.
CRZ clearance is wrong.
No, MOEF was nowhere concerned in this society, because
Okay.
the project, when it was cleared, was less than 5 crores.